Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review week 8 of the NFL fantasy season, and in particular looking at the Sportsdeck Dream Team. So another really good week for us with 578 points, which was good enough for a top 100 week rank and has rocketed us up another 100 places. So we're just knocking on the door of the top 100 overall. So really good spot to be in. If we have a look at the team and how they went, excuse me. So captaincy pick, we picked correct with Josh Allen getting a 59. Pretty sure he was the highest scorer overall too for our team. Excuse me. Jalen Hurts with a 54 was really good, and Badgent. So I know on the previous video I did have a Aiden O'Sullivan, I think it is. I can't. Yeah, the Raiders quarterback. What if I search by name? Aiden O'Connell. There you go. I knew it was an O something. So I did pick him originally, but Badgent was guaranteed to start, and I actually watched some of the Bears game. He looked really good. So got a 26, but he might not have too much longer in our team. But there is another option that we'll talk about in a minute. Christian McCaffrey, fantastic as ever with 52. He is on bye this week though, so we do need to come up with a plan to cover for him. Saquon Barkley with a 28. That's solid, but that's about all that's going on for the Giants in terms of their offense. Pacheco probably hasn't been the right pick. Only getting 11. Bijan with a 24 was solid. And Drone forward with an 8. We can probably move on from him. Our wide receivers did pretty well. So Tyreek, just doing Tyreek things with the 42. Jamar Chase, he's looked really good the last couple of weeks now that Barry seems fit and firing. So a 41, we got on him at the right time. AJ Brown we brought in, and he's just killing it with 58. Stephon Diggs with a 23. It was a bit more of the Gabe Davis show, which was a bit annoying, given that I benched him in my redraft league. But enough about that. Cooper Kupp was a bit disappointing with an 8. And Jordan Addison with the 35 was good, but Kirk Cousins is out with an Achilles injury. So, and I think the trade news was they've brought in Joshua Dobbs from the Cardinals. So there may be some regression there. Alternatively, they may just sort of take the go slow approach with Jefferson, so it may work out okay for Addison. Zay Flowers with the 8, Jameson Williams with a 5, so a bit underwhelming, but for our cheap options, that's fine. Travis Kelce with a 17. I guess all of the Chiefs were a bit disappointing against Denver, to be fair. Did cost me a fair bit of cash in a big multi I had. That was the one leg that got away from me. But Sam Laporta, he's awesome. I was watching the Monday Night Football game. And so glad I've backed him in all formats of the game because he's just crushing. Luke Musgrave, it's been a bit underwhelming. We might look to see if we can trade him, but that would be a luxury, I think, to get out of that pick. The kickers, we went the wrong way. We should have gone with Aubrey. He scored a 26. We got Jake Moody's 10. Fortunately, this week we don't have to decide. And the Cowboys defense did us good with a solid 26. So I guess in terms of the moves this week, actually I'll probably go to the teams and scores and whatnots. So the matches, week 8. So just try and hit the key points. So Buffalo, Tampa. So Gabe Davis, you can see with the 38 was really good. Dalton Kincaid was quite good too with 30. Pretty sure that would be his highest score for the year. So, excuse me. Yeah, so the last 2 weeks have been really good. You can see his price has increased by about 1.8 million. from the start of the season, but 2 million in the past 2 weeks. And with a negative 19 break even, if you can afford to get him up from or get up to him from the Musgrave type picks, he might be a really good target in that sense. It's a bit of an issue there, but that's fine. Um, it's gone to week 9. Excuse me. Carolina, Houston. Don't think there's too much here. Carolina getting their first win was nice. I won't go through all of them. The Cowboys, I think CD Lamb would have blown up. Yeah, 69 points. I think he scored like 3 touchdowns or something ridiculous. So it would have been a good week to have him. 13.3 mil. He's not out of the realms of possibility. So definitely could be one to consider. Got to go back every time. Green Bay, Minnesota, as we talked about, Kirk Cousins out. Their assets might be worth a bit less. New Orleans, Indianapolis was a high scoring game. So Kamara and Shaheed getting a lot of points. Taysom Hill vulturing a couple of touchdowns. So, he's going to be a real hit and miss sort of guy, but he will jump up in price the next couple of weeks. Miami did enough against New England. Jets and Giants was a pretty disgusting game by the sound of it. Jacksonville, so Travis Etienne's still doing well. I saw big uh, passing play touchdown for him. I think probably the most interesting talking point is Tennessee and their quarterback Will Levis. So he's only played the one game, so you can sit and wait another week. But I think if you are looking to downgrade that third quarterback, this is the guy. He was looked really good. 4 touchdown passes. Did he score 53 points on debut? That's pretty impressive. Um, not to say that he's going to be a playable option every week, but assuming that they're looking to move on from Ryan Tannehill and this could be the guy they look at in the future, I think I'm definitely going to look to bring him in next week. Give Badgett one more game perhaps to lift in price, and then we'll sit on Levis for the rest of the season. Washington Philly was a bit of a shootout. I know Jahan Dotson did quite well. Sam Howell, he crushed it, I know, in terms of like the redraft league fantasy points. Yeah, 63. So, yeah, he's been a real sort of smoky mid price option this year, gone up 10 million. That's insane. Should have got on. But alas, it's not how it's gone. Seattle did enough against Cleveland, Baltimore, Arizona, Denver with the upset win over Kansas City. They were. I couldn't see the game. Baltimore was playing on the Channel 7 feed, and San Fran, Cincinnati was on the KO Sport ESPN feed. Just watching the sort of play by plays that come up on the NFL website, it didn't make for good reading. But yeah, the Bengals getting the upset win over the 49ers. The Chargers and Lions looked pretty good in their respective games. Um, yeah, so in terms of the trades this week, as we said, we're going to wait a week on Will Levis. There's a possibility to look at bringing in a CD Lamb. But I think we really need to just shore up our running back situation. Um, like as much as I'd like to get Dalton Kincaid in, it would involve being able to find someone that I could bring in with one trade here. So, in terms of our options, I think Pacheco's gone down in price. It was a bit of a punt. It hasn't paid off, so I think he's the one I'm most keen on getting rid of. So actually, what I should have done is done the Kincaid trade to see what sort of money we're playing with. Because there is other options too, like Trey McBride's slightly cheaper. Actually, if I just put Pacheco back, we'll have a look at the tight end market. Um, Yeah, Trade Me Brides looked okay, but at a slight discount price, not much. But I think between the two, I'd prefer Kincaid just for the consistency. The other player, I'm not sure on his price. Oh, this is by break even, isn't it? So it'd be a fair way down the list. Jake Ferguson, so yeah, similar price as well, maybe a bit more expensive. Um, yeah, scored a touchdown last week, so that bumped his price, his score, and I guess his price up. But we'll just go with the money maker, I suppose. So then, if we trade Pacheco out, it gives us 13.65. So I guess the looking at break evens purely, the obvious target is Jameer Gibbs. At 10 mil, he's had his breakout game, but he's on bye this week, so no point bringing him in this week. He's a target for next week. I could easily see, maybe if we can afford to go up from Ford to Gibbs, that'd be a nice trade off. Javonte had a good game too, but he's on a bye, and you can see his price. It's no different to the start of the season, so no rush to get him in. After that, there's not too much doing here in terms of keeper type options. So we'll have a look at the points. So Gus Edwards had a big game, I suppose, but he is touchdown dependent. Kamara's been doing really well, even though you don't get points for receptions, but he does get enough that the meters add up over time. ETN, he's gone well, but he's on bye this week too. Brees Hall's just out of our reach, which is annoying. Josh Jacobs got a touchdown. We could go with an option like that. Joe Mixon, same sort of deal. They'll put those guys in a very similar sort of bracket. Not particularly interested. DeAndre Swift could be a bit of a pot option given he is the man there at Philly at the moment. But I guess the intriguing one would be someone like a Jonathan Taylor. So 11.64. Plays against Carolina this week, which I think is a good matchup. Um, so after that, probably not too worried about any of these guys. Pollard, not interested. So I think those the ones we can afford. Again, the alternate option is we don't trade Musgrave. We play him this week, um, and then can we get? Well, we can't quite get Eckler, which is annoying. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe we go early on Levis to make that happen, but I don't think that's the smartest move. Especially I think if we think about because we've only got 10 trades left, so we definitely want McCaffrey, keep Barkley. I think Bijan could be upgraded potentially, um, and Williams and Ford. There's enough money there to make a player. So I guess if we can lock in a keeper here, it gives us that bit of flexibility going forward. Um, and so I guess Eckler will be the guy we target here. I think, given the price and ETN's out of range. Um, Jameer Gibbs. I mean, we need a player this week because McCaffrey's out, so we can't go early on that. Although it says Eckler's cold, so what is he dipping in price? Oh yeah, break even at 46. We can wait on Eckler. So I think based on the discussion, I've talked myself into Taylor, you know, and then hopefully with like that 30 mil we've got there, close to it's 28, we could get Jameer Gibbs, Eckler, and then maybe just that cheap option in the running back slot. And then I guess that does allow us to do the Kincaid move as well, which is nice. So what's CD Lamb's break even? -17. Because the other option is CD Lamb for, say, Jordan Addison. I know he's still got at least one price rise. It's Cup. Yeah, well, maybe we need to get out of Cup. Because what's the story with Stafford? I can't remember. Um, filter. You can search in the filter, can't I? Stafford. Looks like he's playing, just not going great. Because I guess even if we play Musgrave, he's not going to lose money, whereas Kincaid and Lamb will both make money. So let's get out of the tight end trade. Clear the filter. So if we go Cup for Lamb, guess well that discount actually allows us to go straight to Eckler this week. He's got a massive break even. We'll leave that. Could go Brees Hall now. Let's just let's stick with that plan, mate. Yeah. So we'll lock that in. So we're gonna have to play forward this week, which isn't ideal. But our wide receiver core is looking amazing. They're all playing. Laporta's out, so we'll have to bring Musgrave in. Let's have a look who he's playing. He's playing the Rams this week, so should be an okay matchup, I suppose. And, so Aubrey's got to come in, and the captaincy. So the Bills against Cincinnati, that'll be a interesting one. Philly against Dallas. So we've got the Dallas defense. So I think we'll stick once again with Josh Allen as captain. And yeah, so I think that's how the team's looking. So the plan going forward, probably next week, will be budget down to Levis, the Titans quarterback. So that's one sort of plan to trade. And then it could be we'll have a fair bit of cash in the bank, so we can maybe go forward straight to Jameer Gibbs, and then the next week we can bring in, say, an Austin Eckler type. So that's another four trades. Gives us four trades in the bank. We might have to sort of get our, last wide receiver in with two trades, and then just a couple of trades to cover injuries. I think is going to be the plan going forward. Quick recap of the head-to-head league. So week 8. So got dropping dimes by 3 points. So that was a very close game. What was the difference? Had Hurts. Oh, AJ Brown and Kamara. Oh, he played Aubrey over Moody. Lave. Oh, so I guess, yeah, he scored more with Kamara as a running back, but I got more with AJ Brown as my wide receiver over Olave. So there you go, very close. What else did we have around the league? So another couple of 570s. So all around the same mark, which is pretty cool. Um, Son of Brady beating the bye essentially at the moment. I don't think the bin chickens have been looking after their team. Wacko Jacko getting the win. So I'll just have a quick look at these guys. See what was similar and what was different. What's happened there? Yeah, there we go. So Austin Eckler's had CD Lamb. Nice. Captain Herbert. Okay, yeah. Captain McCaffrey. Fantastic pick there. Had Kamara. I just noticed had ETN as well. Also had Cup and Nakua. Still got Nakua. Yeah, I think it might be time to get rid of him. Yeah, it had Gibbs as well, which is nice. So some nice picks there from the boys. Let's see, will that work? Yep. So Wacko Jacko had Josh Allen at the C, AJ Brown. Hawkinson went well, tight end, nice. Yep, had Chase. Timmy's caddy probably got let down with Lamar Jackson as their captain this week, but had Gibbs, had Laporta, fantastic. And son of Brady, what did he do? Yeah, Mahomes is captain. That would have stung. Waller with a one. That's a bit yuck. So it's not the worst team on paper. Just no results. Pollard with 11. Yeah, cool. What's the standings like? Think I'm still on top. Yeah. Super coach Nuffs. Yeah, so 7-1 flying. I think we've still got a few weeks, so it looks like the second to fifth sort of slots, or even sixth and seventh are pretty close. So most people are a chance of making the playoffs, which is nice. And there you go, top of the table in the public league this week. That'll be interesting. 7-0 in that league, crushing it. Nice, very cool. So that'll be interesting to see how that one goes. All right, but yeah, I think we'll wrap the video up there. So I guess just be mindful there's teams on the bye this week. So the Niners, the Lions. There's a couple others, but I don't remember off the top of my head. How many games are there? 5, 10, 14. Yeah, so 4 teams on bye this week. So obviously try to make sure you cover as best you can. Um, but yeah, we'll actually, now that I'm talking out loud and we've got the money, maybe should I go forward instead of Pacheco? Uh, undo. Quick undo of changes. Live trading, update trade. So I'll just take him out. Look, 35 break even, 16 break even. So that's the right move. Cancel. Keep the trade as is. And Ford might be the one to go to Gibbs next week, perhaps. Fantastic. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you forever as watching. If you've got any questions, comments, thoughts about the team or your team or anything NFL related, feel free to get it in the comment section below this video. If you enjoy the NFL content, remember give the video a like, subscribe to the channel for all of the fantasy content, be it EPL, NBL. We started talking about BBL. It's all happening on the channel. But other than that, it's time to hit the outro.